we're at right here, starting example 1, we've gotten down that we're going to be looking at subtracting these rational numbers. We've got our rules of subtraction recalled. So we say anytime you're subtracting, it's addition of the opposite all the time. So let's run with this first example right down here, guys. A couple different ways I can handle this. I'm going to go ahead and try and turn these into some mixed numbers, or try and turn these mixed numbers into impropers first. So 8 2/3 here, guys. Help me out. What's 3 times 8 going to get you here? 24 plus 2 more would be? So we're going to call this negative 26 over what?
3.
Okay. You guys agree with that? Then, I'm going to change this up right here. I'm going to change this subtraction here. First of all, help me with the 6 and 1/6. What would that be as an improper? So 36 plus 1 more?
7.
37 over what?
6.
So are we subtracting or are we adding here? According to the science of subtraction. So what I'm going to do is this. I've turned everything into impropers like this. So what we're going to do now next is we're going to say, well, let's get a common denominator, but we need to know what the common denominator is. So I'm going to start with the smaller denominator, 3, and I'm going to start listing out multiples of 3. First one is 3. Ooh, conveniently. What's the next one? 6. So what do you have to do to this 3 to make it match that 6 right there? Times both by 2, right? So we're going to times this by 2 up here and this by 2 down here. All right, somebody figure out what negative 26 times 2 is for me there.
That'd be 40, no, 50.
52? So we have negative 52 over 3.
Shut up.
Negative 52 over 3. Let's change this now. Let's change this. Change that to what?
And then it'd be over 6.
That'd be
Whoop.
6.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Be over 6. Good catch. Change that subtraction to what now, guys? Plus. Okay, so we've gotten rid of that sign right there, and then we got to add the opposite. So instead of positive 37 over 6, we want
Negative 37.
All right, quick question, guys. That negative 52 and negative 37 under addition rules, are the signs the same or are they different now?
Same.
They're the same. So let's go ahead and add 52 and 37. Let's see, 7 and 2 adds up to 9, right? 3 and 5 is 8. So you guys agree that this is negative 89 over 6? Would you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to draw a line right through here. We're at negative 89 over 6. So I'm going to go ahead now, right in this section right here, I'm going to do the negative 89 over 6. I'm going to take 89, divide this by 6. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do, guys. This is how I do this. How many times is 6 going to 89? How many whole times will it go in there? I'm just going to do 89 divided by 6 up here. How many whole times does it go in there? 14. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 14 times what value right here?
That's
6. Which is what value?
84.
So we said 6 goes in here how many times? 14 times, right? And then that 14 times 6 I just found was 84. So what's 89 minus 84? 5. So this would become 14 and 5/6 as a solution. But be careful, guys. What type of a fraction did I have here? Positive or negative? So what kind of a 14 do you want right here?
Negative.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on here, but do you get the right idea of what's going on here? First thing I did is changed any mixed number to an improper fraction. We established common denominator next, and then wrote it as addition of its opposite. Performed the operation where we had an improper fraction. Did some calculating to figure out how many times 6 will go into 89. To rewrite this as a mixed number in simplest form at the end. Okay. You guys have what you need from that example right there. Everybody have that down? You guys have that down? Are we cool with that? All right. Well, guys, next one right here, this is pretty simple. This is just going to become something you keystroke in, but
Looking at you, Carl.
here we go.
Nothing you
Change this to what? Plus positive or negative 0.96.
Positive.
Change them both, right? So this is negative 3.75 plus 0.96. I'd say once you get to that point right there, just punch it in. I got told today, guys punch it in, girls type it in.
Wait, what?
So negative 3.75 plus what?
Oh.
What do you get?
It's supposed to be a sexual joke.
No, it's been taken out of context by Carlos. That's what's happening. As usual.
Oh.
As usual.
She did.
All right. So, what do you have here?
No, and then you started
Hey,
laughing.
what do you have here?
Negative 2 point.
Negative 2.79. All right. Do you understand why this is addition right here? Change the subtraction to addition, and then the opposite of negative 0.96 would be a positive 0.96. There it is. There it is. Now guys, I don't really know what to tell you. Other than this is exactly the same as the last section, isn't it? With one minor twist. Change the subtraction to addition. And you know that for it, okay? All right, let's run on to the second page here quickly. Second page. Here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to look at finding distance between points. All right? This is an interesting question. It says find the distance between negative 3 1/4 and 2 3/4. This is good. What I think I want you guys to do is this. Sketch out a line like I'm about to do here. And here's my line right here. So I kind of have a number line like so. All right, and what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to kind of pick the middle right here to be 0. And I want to know how much distance is between them. All right? Guys, if you had the numbers 6 and 10, what's the distance between 6 and 10?
4.
Okay. Here's a question. What's 10 minus 6? 4. So you're saying if I have 2 points, I can take the big number and subtract the small number to know the distance between the two? Is that right? Okay. What's the distance from 10 and 2? 8. Here's one for you. How about 10 and negative 2? What's the distance from 10 and negative 2? How much? 12. Yep. So be careful on this right here, guys. This negative 3 1/4, is this going to lie to the left of 0 or to the right of 0? So negative 3 1/4 might be over here. How about 2 3/4, left or right of it? We can visualize this right here. And think about what's the distance between the 2 points. I'm going to kind of shortcut this a bit, but then I'm going to show you the math that involves the subtraction that goes with it. Guys, from negative 3 1/4 up to 0, how much distance? 3 1/4. And then from 0 to 2 3/4, how much distance?
2 3/4.
So couldn't I take 2 3/4 plus 3 1/4? Help me out with this. Notice the force right here. What's 1/4 plus 3/4 going to get you?
That'd be 6.
3/4 plus 1/4.
3/4. Negative 3. That'd be 1 and.
What's 3 plus 1 up top? 4/4, right?
1
4 over
1/2.
4 is the same as what whole value? 1, right?
1 1/2.
Isn't it 1?
1/2.
Do you guys get where I'm getting 1 from? 3/4 plus 1/4? I hope you do.
1 and 2/4. Yes.
You have a piece of pie.
Yes.
Pi is divided into, here's the whole pie. Here's 3/4. Here's 1/4. What's 3/4 plus 1/4 make? How many pies?
One.
1 whole pie, right?
Yeah, but you-
What's 3/4 plus 1/4?
Oh, that'd be one.
1. Thank you. All right.
That'd be negative.
Now, what's the 3 plus the 2? 5. So the total distance between these two is 5, isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, now think of it this way. We had said in an example when I was talking about this, I said, what's the distance from 10 to 6? Well, 10 and 6, both being values that lie to the right of 0, you said, hey, I could just take 10 minus 6 to get that distance of 4, couldn't I? So watch this right here. What is the bigger value of the two that we're talking about? Well, obviously the positive value. So we're going to take 2 and 3/4. Anytime they say look for a difference or look for a distance between the 2 points, you're looking for a difference. This is the same as 2 and 3/4 minus negative 3 and 1/4. And this is where your rules are going to start to apply again. Guys, this subtraction sign right here, you need to do what? Add the opposite. So this is like 2 and 3/4 plus 3 and 1/4. Now guys, I'm cheating this again. What's 3/4 plus 1/4 again? 1. 1 plus the 2 is? 1 plus the 2 is? 3 plus 3 more would be? 6. Isn't that distance 6? Isn't that distance 6? It is, isn't it? Okay. So you've got to be careful on something like that, all right? Anytime they say the distance between 2 points, take the bigger number minus the smaller number. You're going to turn subtraction into addition of the opposite, and you'll be on your way. All right, let's look at this last example. How about a volunteer to read example 4 for me, please?
You have $101.62 in your savings account. You withdraw $45.41 to pay your cell phone bill. You have enough money left to buy a video game that costs $49.99.
Okay, thoughts on how to solve this here? I want to know if you have enough money left over. What do you do? Kyle, what do you think?
Subtract 100 from 45.
Okay, so back that up again. Subtract, I don't see 100 up here.
101.62
So you're going to take 101.62,
minus 45.
okay, minus 45.41. And I don't think I'm going to change this to addition of the opposite because I think we get what's going on here. So you guys help me with this. We're just going to subtract this here. 2 minus 1, kiddos. 6 minus the 4. Bring the decimal down. Let's see. Can I take 1 and subtract 5 from it? So borrow from 10. Turn 10 into a what?
You have $56.21.
Okay, what's 11 minus 5? 6, wouldn't it? And then 9 minus 4 was how much again? 5. So how much money do we have remaining after we pay the phone bill?
$56.21.
So do we have enough to buy the game?
Oh, yeah,
You have enough money to buy the game.
yeah.
True that.
You'll make you mess it up.
You have enough.
This is a world without taxes.
Okay. Maybe it's like clothes in Minnesota. You don't pay taxes on clothes in Minnesota.
You don't.
Nope. You go to Mall of America up there, if a shirt says $26, you pay $26.
Wow, I'm gonna go to live there now.
They only tax certain items.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to throw up a short quick quiz on the board. You're going to need a sheet of paper for this today. And then as you're working on the quick quiz, I'm going to send out the assignment to you